What's your opinion on the most underappreciated biome? Mikkel, what's the most underappreciated biome?
The most unappreciated biome.
Underappreciated.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, is it grass fields?
Really?
Yeah.
That's a really vanilla response.
And that's why it's underappreciated. That's what I'm saying.
I kind of agree though, because
Yeah.
I often see the discussion when people are talking about like, why is the grass fields the most recommended starting biome when like the best resources are in northern forest? And I think a lot of people forget that they used to be young adventurers.
Used to be young. Wow. Okay.
No, but like used to be new at the game, because like when you play the game for the first time, it's a very different experience when you actually know what you're doing. And we've actually had to defend ourselves quite often because a lot of people say that you should change it so that Northern Forest is a better like newbie starting ground. But what we find actually is that a lot of people struggle with space more so than they struggle with like nodes or like having, you know, the best resources available. The space is by far the biggest issue for people in the beginning because they don't know how to lay stuff out and they don't know too much about efficiency. So like
DLC confirmed.
So like in the early game, the biggest problem that people face is that they don't know how to place stuff, and like they need that like sandbox space to be able to like try things and experiment. And it also opens up for exploration when you realize that like, oh shit, I need to get coal and I don't know where that is, and you actually need to leave your starting area.
Yeah.
So that's why we always still stand by this, that like we think the grass fields is the best starting biome.
I feel like there's also like for the other three biomes, the starter ones, there's like a very clear point, like a very clear place where like, okay, this is where I want to like start building in the first place. Whereas in the grass fields, it's kind of like even
whatever.
putting down, it's like, even putting down your very first miner can be like, do I do it here or here, or just like you get stuck already just trying to figure out, you know, where to go from square one.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people do what you did when you started playing.
Oh my god.
Where you start in grass fields and you get like a sense of the game, and then you restart the game and try one of the other biomes, and you play a little bit there, and then eventually you realize like, oh, this is my favorite biome or whatever, and this is what I want to play. But then at that point, you already done the onboarding process. And the onboarding process, I still think, is Grassfield is the best place to do it.
Probably, yeah.
The sky biome, that's where the most, that's true. There are not a lot of nodes there, though.
But there are some.
Link jumping down on whatever. That was a Skyward Sword reference. Yes.